Today at Blade HQ, we're looking at the best-selling Kaiser knives. I love the clean lines on this. One thing I like about what Kaiser's doing, they're making their knives in a really, really exquisite fashion. What is up, guys? Today at Blade HQ, we're looking at the best-selling Kaiser knives. Now, before we get into that, we need an introduction. This is Zach. Zach, tell us about yourself. What's your story?
I'm Zach. I like knives and I work at Blade HQ.
Great story, man.
Yeah.
Cool story, Hansel.
All right, I'm going to tell you Zach's real story. Zach is a journeyman carpenter, concrete man. He boxed in high school and repairs cars, motorcycles, and one time he got in a motorcycle accident. He'll have to tell you about it another time.
Good story.
Zach is a Renaissance man and he loves knives, and we're stoked to have him on Knife Banter. So let's get into this, guys. First of all, we've got our best seller of the entire year. What is it, Zach?
It's the Feist from Kaiser. So,
Justin Lundquist design.
Yep.
With a front flipper, right there. Boom. Somebody offered to give me front flipper lessons on Instagram, and I need them.
Yeah.
But I can open it.
That's why I handed it to you, because I'm definitely not confident on it.
I think the front flipper is really great. I'm still mastering it.
Yeah.
But the design on this thing is gorgeous. It is a bestseller because one, price.
Yep.
And two, design.
Yep.
Just beautiful, beautiful stuff. What are the materials on this one, Zach?
So you got titanium handle, and then it's got the S35 VN steel for the blade. So really, for the price, I mean, it's just a great, great knife, and again, just beautiful. Feels good in the hand too.
Yep. Regular price on this guy is $168, but currently all Kaisers are on sale. They're about 20% off on all of the Kaisers. So if you're looking for a Kaiser, now is the time to grab one, including the Feist. So that one is fantastic. I am more of a regular flipper kind of guy. You got any of those, Zach?
Yeah, we do.
I feel like we're like down in the store. You got any of them?
Right. You got any of those?
Yeah.
So yeah, over to, and this, I actually really like this knife a lot. But yeah, the Sheepdog.
Sheepdog.
Yeah.
Designed by Chris Conway.
Yep. And I don't know what it is about these cleaver blades, but I love them.
It does it for you.
Yeah, and I think it's something, it just feels hefty, right? It just feels like it wants to go to work. And that's where I come from. So I really like a knife that feels that way.
We've like strapped Zach to his desk. He's like, where do I put my tools? I'm like, a keyboard or tools now.
I love it.
That's awesome. I like the Sheepdog a lot. It is a big knife. I don't know what I would cut with this guy personally, but I like the fact that it opens with the flipper. They've got the indent tab, the stainless steel tab there on the frame lock. So that's a nice feature. A lot of guys like that. And Kaiser's into those details. I like that a lot, that they just take the time to make it right, do it right. Blade centering on that guy, spot on.
Yep.
And that's just how they roll. So Kaiser kind of has a premium series, and then they have a lower series. The lower series is called the Vanguard series. And on the high end, everything is S35 VN.
Right.
As well as titanium. Next one, I'm gonna remember the name. It's designed by Christensen Knife Works, and the name is Critical.
Yep.
Whew. Got it. 2 points.
2 points.
2 points. So I met Matthew Christensen at Blade Show probably like 5 years ago. He was pimping knives at the time. He was a YouTuber pimping knives, and started making knives. And I love seeing that because I love seeing the evolution of how somebody gets from point A to point B. And this one is super cool to me. What's price range on this guy?
You know, on that one, I'm not sure.
$203.
Yep.
$203. It's gonna be on sale. What do you think of that backspacer?
I like it.
Why?
I just like the little touches with the whole thing. Just the anodization in general. I just like the whole thing.
Do you?
So yeah.
You like that collar on the pivot?
Yep.
Yep. I do too. I like that a lot.
And it's something that Kaiser does a couple times with some of the different knives. But yeah I really like it.
You can kind of see a theme between this one and the Megatherium. Next on the list is the Megatherium. Look at the pivots on there.
Yeah. I
like when there's themes across the line. These are totally different designers. This is designed by Elijah Isham. Isham?
Yep.
But I like when a knife has totally different styling, but cues that say, I'm from the same family. Yeah. I like that feature.
No, I like that.
Tell me about this guy. You did some studying on Elijah, right? A little bit?
A little bit. So, so this the Megatherium, and it's got what he calls the edge below tab flipper on it. And what this does is the way that it's positioned is so that when it's closed, it's fully concealed, and then when it's in the pocket, it pulls out of the pocket easily without getting snagged, which is really nice. And then the only real study that I did, and this is actually the first knife that he used that on. Okay. And it's something that's across all of his knives now. So he uses it on everything. But the other thing that I think is really interesting about this knife is it's named after a giant sloth.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's a sloth that was the size of an elephant. And I'm assuming it's just because it's such a big knife.
Love it. So you guys have probably noticed at this point, big Made in China sticker on these. What? On these knives. So when I entered the industry about 5-6 years ago, there was this big Made in China, oh, they suck. And I think Kaiser, the Kaisers, the Wies, the Riotis have completely bucked that entire system. Yeah. Like, I look at this knife, blade centering is spot on. Quality control is near perfect. It's just a beautiful blade. So in the last 5 years, you've got all of these Chinese makers that are just making incredible products. And you had a quote from Nick Shabazz. What was it?
Yeah, so Nick Shabazz, he said, now I could be remembering it not perfectly, but it's something along the lines...
Can you say it in his accent?
No, I definitely can't.
Okay, next time.
But it's something along the lines of, it's not about, it's about function or form, it's not about geography.
Quality is about effort rather than geography.
Yeah. And I think that's spot on. You can make a good knife anywhere. Doesn't matter where you are. And that's something that Kaiser, I think, does really well, is it's not just a matter of, oh yeah, it's made in China and they this and that, but it's also, each of these knives gets touched by a real person. Yeah. Like, everything's done in the end by somebody who knows what they're doing. Yeah. And I think that's a really neat touch that they throw in. And it shows when you handle these knives.
It absolutely does. So. And I mean, even down in the Vanguard series, they're super high quality.
Oh yeah.
Which I think is stellar. The next one, this might be my favorite on the table. Okay. Called the Gemini. Bam, right there. And this is, I'm trying to remember the designer. Do you remember the designer on this guy?
I don't remember the designer on that one.
Let's look it up. Ray Laconico. I love the clean lines on this guy. Just very clean. It's right in my blade range. Maybe a little long for me. I like just under 3 inches. This one's 3 and an eighth. But I love the pivot detail. You got a little bit of blue anodization on the screws as well as the backspacer. Beautiful piece.
Yeah, and for the size, it's just so well balanced too. I mean, it just flips right open, and even when you're bringing in and out of the pocket, the pocket clip is just great as well. Yeah. So yeah, all around.
This is my kind of knife. I don't love a ton of detail.
Yeah.
I like them simple.
Yeah.
I think this guy nails it. Again, S35VN as well as that titanium on it. So solid piece. Now, if you're gonna buy a Kaiser, again, it is the time to buy a Kaiser.
Yes.
You get a flight tag as well. I just noticed this just now. Kaiser made these flight tags and sent them to us. There is a Megatherium on the flight tag. Am I wrong?
No, I'm pretty sure that's Megatherium, yeah.
Shall we? Shall we entertain ourselves here?
Are you not entertained?
There's totally a Megatherium right there.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful. Nicely done, David and crew. You guys rock. So these are free on BladeHQ.com when you buy a Kaiser knife. So pretty straightforward, and it comes with the Megatherium.
Right.
Free Megatherium with flight tag.
Right, there you go.
We're gonna need an asterisk on that, but you know. All right, next on the list. So those are kind of some sampling of some of the best-selling Kaiser high-end knives. Now we jump in. All of those have S35VN. All of them have titanium. We jump into the Vanguard series after that. What makes it a Vanguard knife?
So what makes Vanguard a Vanguard is it's the VG10 steel,
yep.
And then G10 handles.
Yep.
Which is great. Great working knives. And actually, this one here is it's a German name. It means companion. And do you remember how it's pronounced?
Is that right?
No, it's close. Close. I don't speak German, but it's something along the lines of Begleiter. Begleiter. That's
I like
more
to
or less.
say Begleiter.
Begleiter. Yeah, something along there. Exactly.
And there's a detail on here that you love, Zach. What is it? You mentioned this off camera.
There is a detail. So right here you can see that this has got the blue collar right here around the pivot point there, and I like that just because my blue collar background. And this knife's perfect though because it's great price, right? Yeah. For a blue collar guy. It's got the G10 grip, right? The VG10 steel's pretty good steel, and then it gets just that little accent.
Will you hold your hands out?
Yeah.
So let's just inspect Zach's hands for a minute. Check out the calluses, and then show him your thumb.
Yeah, thumb.
Yeah, look at that. This is a working man.
Yeah.
And so when blue collar working man says I like this, you better believe it.
Yeah, I really like it.
No, it's awesome. This is I like this knife a lot. If the blade were just a little shorter, David, take notes, will you? If the blade were just a little shorter, this would be on my list.
Yeah, and I usually like the shorter blade myself, but there's something about that, just the way it feels in hand.
Does it for you, huh?
Yeah, I like it. It's great.
Nice. It's going to be on sale for $42, regularly $52. Yeah. Next on the list, Can you remember the name?
The Dukes.
Oh, dang. So,
Yeah.
so the first time I was introduced to this knife, I wrote Vanguard in my head. So this knife is the Vanguard in my head, but it's actually called the Dukes. G10 handle on it, as well as a VG10 blade. And you've got stainless steel liners on the inside, so it's going to reinforce that G10 nicely. Price on this guy, $55, which I think is amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's great. And
flip like a dream, man.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say, is the nice thing about these is they just flip so nicely. So, yeah.
They flip like a dream. I like that one. The other thing I like about it, 2.6 ounces.
Yeah.
That's right in my weight range that I enjoy.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's nice. And with the G10, it almost, with how light it is, almost feels like it is another material. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just because of how light it comes in. So, yeah.
Totally. Next on the list, another Vanguard series. This one is called the Bad Dog. Designed, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name very well. This is Kuchiara? Is that correct? Kuchiara.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. It's got a lot of C's in it. I think that's why it's confusing sometimes. Yeah.
I like, this almost has a Ken Onion-esque feel to it. Ken Onion loves that deep belly recurve on his knives. This one definitely not a Ken Onion design, obviously, but it's an interesting kind of wavy format to it.
Yeah.
Maybe not my style, but people like it.
Yeah, no, I think that it's really cool, and I like unique blades on my knives, but this one just doesn't quite speak to me.
Why not?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a little too much flourish, a little too much bevel. I don't know what it is, but it feels great in hand, though. That's the other thing that's really nice about it. It's a little bit smaller, but it feels really great.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And this is right in my size range, man.
Yeah, I was going to say,
if I can't get to the tip of the blade, it's not for me.
Okay, yeah.
It's a weird thing. I like it.
Nice.
I like to be able to get to the tip of the blade. Okay, the next one. This one is aptly named. I love it. It's called the Roach, and it looks like a roach. It looks like something that you just found kicking around in your kitchen, eating your cornflakes in the pantry, you know? The Roach. Big knife. Heavy knife, by the way, as well.
Yes.
The weight on this guy is 6.4 ounces. This is in my range. This is not in my range.
Yeah.
Big, heavy guy, but some guys love a big knife.
Yeah.
Liner lock, G10 handles, contoured G10 as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, so my dad has huge hands from years of the type of work that we do. Does he have
calluses?
Oh yeah, tons of calluses.
We do. You guys are right.
And so he prefers a big knife like this because it feels good in the hand, and not only that, but it feels when he has to wear a glove. You know, you get a bigger knife like this. It's great with a glove, right? A bigger hand in a glove. That's the type of knife you're gonna want to have.
Nice. Check out this detail. I hadn't seen this previously. Have you seen that on the pocket clip?
Yeah.
There's actually a cockroach on there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's great.
So one time I lived in Louisiana. Story time.
Okay.
I'm living in Louisiana, and I jump into bed, and
I don't like where this is going.
I'm settling into bed, and I feel something on my leg, crawling up my leg.
Yeah.
And I'm like, something is in my bed, and it was big. And I jump out of bed, turn the lights on, and there's a huge cockroach on my bed. Man, no. And I couldn't sleep all night.
Yep.
So down in Louisiana, they fumigate for the roaches. Okay. And the way it kills the roaches is it scares them out of their holes, and then you squash them. That's how
it works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
we're going to take this roach from your wall, put it in your bed, and now you can kill it.
Now you can kill it for us. That's how extermination works. Yeah, exactly. Okay, last one on the list here is the Sovereign.
I am beyond your comprehension. I am sovereign.
Have the two-tone on them, which I think is pretty darn cool. Another big knife. Blade length on this guy is 3.6 inches. Now, you've seen a couple big knives that you're like, I need that. I want that.
Yeah.
Are you more of a big knife or smaller knife guy?
Definitely more of a smaller knife guy for my everyday carry.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's because growing up, that's just what I always had. I always had like traditionals that were passed down from my grandpa, right? Mm-hmm. And then when I started working, I went from a traditional to something that had a locking blade just because you don't want to slip on you, which isn't super common but can happen. And yeah, so I think that's why. I just like them. They fit in the pocket easier, and then it's easier to change between a pair of slacks or a pair of jeans or a pair of Carhartts or anything like that. So,
sure.
Yeah.
And you're an avid Carhartt wearer.
I am an avid Carhartt wearer, yes.
That's what Zach will wear on camera. I'll wear the t-shirts.
Yeah.
Zach will wear the Carhartt. Every time.
Yep, every time.
This is called the Sovereign. Cool knife. One thing I like about what Kaiser's doing, they're snagging folks from the industry and making their knives in a really, really exquisite fashion.
It's exquisite.
Okay, so Zach, we've looked at all the ones on the table. As per tradition, you have to pick one on the table. Which one of these would you take home?
I think I'm gonna have to go with the Begleiter. That for sure. That's the one. So
you need it.
I need it. Yep. I love it.
You
so
love it.
little bit bigger than I would normally go with a knife. But you know, like I said, the blue color thing caught me. The price, just kind of everything about it, just reminds me of work knife. And so on the table, the Begleiters for sure.
Nice. I think for me, I'm sort of torn between the Gemini, which I love. I love the design cues. I think it's a beautiful knife. And the Feist.
I knew you were going to go for the Feist.
I just feel like I need to master that front flipper.
Yep.
And I know you guys are, in fact, somebody offered to give me a tutorial on Instagram. And I need that tutorial. Jamie off camera tried to give me a tutorial. Where's my camera here?
Boom. There it is.
It just hasn't hit yet. And so I think I need this one just to get the hang of it and be able to flick it.
Yep, I like it.
So between the two, I think I'd probably go Feist.
Feist.
The other thing I like about it, if you're looking at handle space between the two, let me close them up here. I really like the low profile on the Feist compared to the Gemini. I feel like pocket real estate, I don't have a ton of it. You know, I wear those skinny jeans.
Yeah.
I don't have a ton of pocket real estate.
Right.
And I don't like a ton of stuff in my pockets. And so the Feist goes right along with kind of my strategy to keep my pockets fairly clean.
Yeah, and the other thing that I really like about the Feist in comparing the two is the Feist is kind of a piece, right? It's just put together so well, and it's just seamless almost, you know?
I do love the blue hardware here, though.
Yeah, it's nice. It is. It's nice.
I like them both.
Yeah.
I like them both, but I think I'd go Feist. So there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Tell us down below which Kaisers you own or which Kaisers you would like to own. Let us know in the comments. We'll have another video coming out for you next week as well. Zach is going to be hosting a few of the knife banters coming up. CRKT, you're on that one.
Yeah.
That one's fun, guys.
Yeah, I'm stoked on that one.
In fact, that one is coming out tomorrow. This will come out Monday. CRKT is coming out on Tuesday, and we had a heck of a time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And then we've also got Chris Reed Knives that's going to be on Knife Banter. So you'll see a lot more of Zach, and we'll have more knives coming up next week for you, actually tomorrow. It's a doozy of a week. This will be fun. Guys, remember that Kaiser's on sale, about 20% off on all Kaisers right now, as well as you can get your own flight tag with Megatherium. Asterisk. There it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Same personality. Yeah.
Just with a Boston accent. That's the only difference.
Jamie, why don't we ever get outtakes of you?
Because I control.
Yeah, he has the power.
All right, let's do this.
Okay.